Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be out here working in the pole barn. So it's been a rainy day. Today it's a rainy day. Yesterday it's been pretty much a miserable weekend. So I finally found an inside job to do. So I've come up with a project to work on, and today I'm going to be building a feed storage box. So I'm going to basically build a plywood box, and it'll be a good sized box where I can actually fit feed bags, full 50-pound feed bags inside of it. I should be able to fit several feed bags in there, and then I should be able to stack them up. I'm going to have a lid that's going to be able to close and fit nice and tight. It'll latch shut, and it should be able to keep any mice or any other animals from getting to those feed bags. So I'm going to be building this out of 2 sheets of plywood. I've got some 5/8 plywood here, and then I've got just 3 8-foot 2x4s. Now I would typically, ideally I would build this on a pallet. So I would just use a pallet as a base and then build off of that. But I don't have an extra pallet right now. So I do have some treated 4x4, and I'm just going to put some runners underneath it just to kind of help lift it off the ground. And then it also, if I have it sitting somewhere where a tractor could get to it, I could still fit forks under it and lift it up if possible. So to start off, I'm going to cut one of these sheets of plywood in half, and one's going to be the top, one's going to be the bottom. The other piece of plywood underneath, I'm basically going to cut that into 4 pieces for the 4 sides. Now the 2x4s, I'm not going to actually leave them as a 2x4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them down the middle. I'm going to make little 2x2s. That's going to be braces for all my corners. So I'm going to run those through the table saw, split them in half, then I'm going to just cut them into small braces. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, I screwed up there, didn't I? Well, I screwed up. So I had to take it all back apart. And what I need is I need the sides to actually sit on top of the bottom. And so I've got a nice little like ledge on this side that the sides sat on, but on the far sides I didn't. So when I put the sides together, the lid actually kind of fit inside of the box instead of covering it. So I need to go back and I just need to cut these little braces off, 5/8 of an inch on each end, so I have a nice ledge all the way around, and then I'll go ahead and put it back together. So I wasn't able to finish the feed storage box the other day. None of the hinges that I had, I couldn't find any hinges that would actually kind of fit the lid properly. So I had to end up going to the store and actually buying a lot larger hinge. So let me show you the problem I was running into. So this is the hinge that I bought for this project originally. And this is just a 3-inch door hinge. But the problem is the way this plywood lid overlaps the edge. So when you put this hinge on here, I don't know if you can tell, but these screw holes on the outer screw holes are right on the edge of this side piece of plywood here. And if I take that away, you can see I've marked the holes with these little dots, and you can see that they're right on the edge. There's not going to be any strength in the 2 outer screws. The only one I would probably get any strength out of would be that middle screw right there. So I didn't feel like this was strong enough to hold this lid. So my next size up was a 3.5-inch hinge, and I had a couple of these laying around, but it had the same problem. Once you put that on here, the 2 outer screws just end up being very close to the edge of the plywood. I've got it marked. It ends up being about a 1/4 inch from the edge. So I thought that this wasn't going to be quite the right hinge for this, so I decided to walk away and go buy new hinges. So this is the hinge that I finally ended up deciding to go with. So this hinge is a lot bigger, you can see, but these first 2 screws up here have the same problem. This one is actually in the lid, and this one is just right on the edge of the side. But I will get 2 good screws down in this bottom portion. And the good thing about this hinge is, see, there's a lot of surface area right here, so I can come down a little bit. I can drill me an extra hole. So I'm going to drill me a hole in the side somewhere in here, and I'll get me a 3rd screw in this side, and I'll come down about a 1/2 inch from the edge and put that hole right there. So I'll be able to get 3 screws in this hinge, and this should work a lot better. think that feed storage box is actually going to work out pretty good. So we were able to fit 4 bags of feed in a layer, 4 50-pound bags. And it looks like right now we'll be able to stack that 5 layers high. So that'll be 20 bags worth of feed. So this will fit 1,000 pounds worth of feed in here. So that's pretty good. So what we actually did is we went and got a month's worth of feed for the chickens and the ducks. And we don't want to have to drive numerous times to the feed store during the winter time. So we went ahead and just bought 1 month's worth. And that was, I got 8 bags in here right now. So definitely we'll be able to at least keep 2 months worth in there for sure. So probably next time we go to the feed store, we'll just buy 2 months at a time and less trips to the feed store that way. So this lid is a nice snug fit, and the way we achieved that is we ended up putting 2x2 bracing on the bottom side of the lid. And this bracing is just like 5/8 inches from the edge, so it just has to go into the box and on all sides. And in fact, it was too snug when I first put it together. I actually had to take a saw and kind of cut the edges just a little bit off just to get it to shut okay, so you didn't have to force it shut because it was really tight when I first made it. So now when it shuts, it just rubs a little bit. You can tell it's a nice snug fit. And with that edge that has to go down into the box, I mean, that's just making this more secure where nothing can get in through the lid. So that bracing's also doing one other thing, is this bracing is kind of holding the lid, and it's going to help kind of keep it flat. Because plywood over time likes to warp. It's just the tendency of plywood, it just wants to not stay straight and start to warp over time. So my intention, or what I hope, is that bracing will kind of help hold that lid nice and flat and keep it from warping as well. Now, one problem this bracing did give me is since I put that on there like that, I couldn't put any hinges on the bottom side. And you guys may have thought of that when I was talking about the hinges earlier in the video. But this bracing, I only ended up with a 5/8 inch lip on this side, so I couldn't put the hinge on the bottom side of the lid, which is why I ended up getting into all that trouble trying to get a hinge that would fit this properly. But overall, I think this is going to work out great. It's going to help keep any critters and anything from getting to the feed bags. So this project ended up costing me about $75 to build this box. But this is going to open up a whole new realm for us for buying in bulk. So we should be able to save money now. So we won't have to go to the farm stores often. Hopefully we can take advantage of some sale prices or buy from a feed mill. So definitely think, even though it costs us $75, hopefully over the next year it'll pay itself off. Probably just in the gas money alone going to the feed store, this will probably pay itself off. Well, I think that wraps up today's video, guys. I know we haven't had a lot of content over the last couple weeks because it's been deer hunting season and it's been Thanksgiving, and it's just kind of taken up all our time. We haven't had time to work on anything or film anything. So there's only a couple more days left in deer hunting season, and then we're going to be right back into making videos, trying to post 2 or 3 videos a week here on YouTube. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, follow along with us as we continue to build our homestead and live the country life. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day. See you in the next video.